Hey guys, I'm back with the part 2 of the creation of Zedd's Stay the Night Kurse remix. As you know before, this is going to be a dubsteppy remix, and the last video I worked a bit on the kicks and a synth in. Now, while you guys were gone, or sorry, while I was gone, I was working on this a little bit, and I sort of decided to do a bit of an overhaul. So instead of it going at the very beginning, it instead starts on the chorus, but I've only worked a little bit of time on this. I haven't really structured it too well. So this is what it sounds like so far. So that's what I got so far. Now, again, I've still used those that thing I was working on yesterday with that that little pluck sound, and this is what it sounds like now. I might go over that because there's actually something in there I'm not too happy about. It's causing something. It might be my restart via gate or something like that. Let me check. Okay, definitely not. Maybe it's probably to do with my envelopes and my attack and release time. It'll probably be my attack more than anything. Maybe if I mess around. That's interesting. I might need to look into that a little bit more. Yeah, I'll look into that. Anyway, so there's that, and the piano. Piano I'm having a little bit of trouble with because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to fill it out. Oops. Actually, I'll show you the development process. At first, I decided I would have this piano, and it's kind of got a weird thing to it. If I was to show you basically how it would work. It was kind of cool, but I didn't really like it too much. Some parts. It's pretty cool. And so this little bit here, I really liked where that was going, but this bit here, I couldn't get perfect, and I fiddled around with it loads, and I just couldn't get a thing. And so it would have sounded cool if I could sort of fix that little problem there. And I tried cutting it, but it didn't make any difference. So there was that. And then I decided that what I'd do is I just have a singular regular piano on pattern 5, I believe. Yeah, right there. And I play it. And I layered it as well, because layering is very, very useful. And it's better for classical sounds, because you get a richer sound. It sounds more full and interesting. I haven't really applied too much effect to this. I think I've done a little bit of EQing. I've sort of taken it at the high end. I've given it a little bit of boost on the mid to bass section, and that's about it. I've given it a little bit of panning. Now I'll go over panning in a minute. So this is what the piano sounds like. It's got a nice little arp over the top of that, but let's hear it without. And just the arp now. So yeah, there's that. Right, now this channel panning. Okay, this is something called stereo widening. It's very, very crucial to a mix. When you are creating a song that has lots and lots of instruments and sounds, then you will start to hear the sounds try to fight over each other, because maybe the volumes are quite similar, and you maybe want to hear something, so you boost the volume, but then you start clipping, and the song just gets worse and worse. So you get this thing called panning or stereo widening, and it's really simple, because you have a sound which is stereo and you have sounds which are mono. And what this means is a stereo sound means that it's a sound that comes from more than one angle. Usually two, they come from your left and right, whereas a mono sound will come like from the front, and you'll hear it head on. You'll get an exact equilateral sound for your left ear and your right ear. However, when a sound becomes stereo, you might hear a sound more predominantly in a left ear or your right ear, vice versa. So panning is usually only used for instruments that are not too predominant in a mix. For instance, you would use panning on a lead sound, or you would use it on an arp, but you would not use it on your drums, and you would certainly not use it on your vocals unless you were adding it for effects. So Stay the Night, the acapella will always remain in the center of this little dial here. So if you move this over here, this means that we're shifting the sound so you hear it more on your right. If we shift it over here, it makes it sound like you can hear it more on your left. So you can do it through that, or you can go into your step sequencer, and this little knob here is for volume and this one here is for panning. And if you move that all the way over there, it does exactly the same thing as that. There's really no difference. If you want to fiddle around with it more in the mixing process, I recommend doing it on here. But if you're just sort of like wanting to widen out an instrument, use the pan on there. So that's panning. As well as this, you can also add something called stereo enhancer to a sound to make it sound wider, and maybe make it sound that it's coming from more than one direction. So it sounds like you can hear it from your left and your right. And that's kind of use of panning, as well as just placing the sound in two different angles to you. So we can drop something called a Fruity Stereo Enhancer, and it's really simple. Stereo separation, your phase offset, your pan, and your volume. So what this means, right, okay, with stereo separation, basically, when you have a sound and it's mono like it is there, stereo separation will move, if we move it positive, what will happen is that this will go that way as well as that way. It will mimic it exactly. However, if we go negative, then what will happen is that it will start to sort of shrink in on itself, making the sound smaller. This is useful for certain effects. I can't give you an exact an exact example, but that's basically how stereo separation works. That's all you really need to worry about. So, for instance, you get your stereo separation, you play the piano. Oh. And take the stereo separation. However, you need to be careful, because if you take it too far over, then it'll start sounding like the sound is behind you, and you don't want that. You want it to be around about here, because that sort of gives the listener the impression that there's two speakers facing them at about 60 degrees angle, so they're still getting good sound. And it's really lovely. What this does, this phase offset, it sort of just means that the sound is sort of more coming from the left or the right ear, but it's still being separated a bit, and this is pretty good for extra width. Set stereo separation, really simple stuff. Oh. Okay. Parametric EQ, you probably remember from the last tutorial. I'm already panning this, so I should probably put this center, so I'm getting a bit more of a central sound. That's dangerous. Okay, that's nice. Kind of want a bit more bass in that though. So, here. Okay, I'm just going to work on this a little bit now, just because I kind of want to hear what this will sound like, stereo widened. However, I'm not going to stereo widen this one, actually I'm going to pan it, so it's going into a separate section. By the way, this will affect the master channel, because this is effectively mixing, and so when you're changing the pan of one sound, it will then affect the master, and it will give it a bit of a wider spread, making the sound more dynamic and stereo. That was a really crap example. Okay, I'm going to fix that problem because it's really starting to bug me a little bit. Okay, I already know, I can hear exactly that I want it to sound a little bit further over onto the other side. And I kind of want a bit bassier. I want to punch through. For some reason, I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's because of my bends. I might just have to do this the old way and just keep it all without macro control, because for some reason it just doesn't like it, which is a bit of a shame. But I can learn to live without it. Gonna add some noise to that just to add to effect. That's really nice. As well as this, I want to see if I can add a sine shaper to that. Yeah, that sounds cool. Okay, okay, I'm gonna have something in there to make that a bit more predominant, because it's a bit, it sort of just pops in, and I don't really like it when it just pops in. It's gotta have something else to it. Can add a bit of delay to this as well, actually. Or not delay, reverb. And something about this piano as well might soften this. Oh, this plugin, by the way, this is for front true pianos. This is a fantastic piano plugin. It is one of the best on the market. The only problem is when you buy it, it's quite cheap, because when you buy it, what you have to do is you only get one module, which is like one library of sounds, and there's not a lot of sounds in there. So I think it's called, like, I think you get the Sapphire library, and then there's like a Sapphire Plus library. And so when you get this, what it says for you to do, if you want to get more piano sounds, then you have to buy new module libraries, and you get the Emerald, the Diamond, the Amber, and the Sapphire Plus, I believe it's called. Sapphire module, even. I think you're vanilla. And so that's pretty cool, because this is actually used by Avicii. Avicii uses this plugin, and it's really good, because if you have a really slow internet and you want to have a good piano library, sampler library, then get this program instead of downloading something like Alicia's Keys for Native Instruments Reactor or any other piano plugin, which is probably going to have like 20 plus gigabytes of memory. This is just simple. I believe it's something like 100 and 120 megabytes download. It's really good, and you know, it's really effective, and it gives you really nice rich sounds, and it lets you mess around with the dynamics as well. Like here, you can sort of make it soft, like it's got the sustain pedal on it. You can have the release, soft, so you have the, I don't know the name of the pedal, whatever pedal on it. You can have the release up, so it has a sustain pedal on it, and it's really good. So what I'm actually quite tempted to do is I'm actually quite tempted to boost, is to pull in the dynamics a little bit to make it sound like it's got the whatever pedal name that is. I'm gonna call it the dimmer pedal. That's not right. I haven't played piano in ages. People who play piano, tell me what it's called. I can't remember the name of the pedal. So yeah, it's really cool. It doesn't have a built-in EQ, which is a little bit of a shame. However, it does have built-in reverb, release time, velocity, pitch, volume, and you can also see what it looks like. You can play a note, and you can see what it looks like. And that's really cool. Anyway, enough about that. I'm gonna have some sort of effect, maybe not a filter, or maybe filter. Yeah, I tend not to use the free filter anymore because I noticed that the resonance that you get off of it is quite powerful, and you can sort of hear it peeking over the mix, and it doesn't sound great. So instead, what I use is a little plugin from FabFilter called Simplin, and just as the name states, it's simple. It is one of the simplest filters on the market, because it's just fantastic. It gives you the ability to have a low pass, high pass, and band pass from 12 to 48 decibels. You can change it so that it's either gentle steep, gentle incline with no resonance, to really violent, to like maximum peaking frequency, like lots of resonance. This one here is for the low pass, and this one here is for the high pass. You can also change the overall overall volume, so how much effect this will have on the overall mix, how loud the input and output will be, stuff like that. You can also deactivate certain knobs, and so it only affects the one, and that's really cool. Not just that, there are a bunch of presets, and some of them are really good. So I'm just going to keep it really simple using an old friend of mine, the low pass filter. And with FL Studio, unfortunately with a lot of programs you get this problem where you can't right click and add automation clip. However, that's not a problem, because what you can do is when you attach a knob, as soon as you start messing around with it, it saves it in this little memory bank as the last used tool. So you go up to this little thing here and go Tools, Last Tweaked, Create Automation Clip, and back up here it says FabFilter Simple on Piano, Filter 1 Frequency. So it's that knob, that's the last one I ever touched. Create Automation Clip. This works for every single program, software, synth, anything that doesn't actually let you right click and change the modulation or how something is affected. So you can just last tweaked, create automation clip. See that everything works for everything. It's cracking. It's a little bit of a shame that they couldn't let you just right click and let it happen anyway. But I'm over it. It's not a problem for me. It's not a huge problem. I mean, it would probably increase work speed by about 2 seconds, so there's really no point. There's no point. It's fine. So now I've got that in there, I'm going to boost you all the way up.
Are you gonna stay the night?
Cool. I was just tweaking there, as you can see, just making sure everything goes the way it should be going. Yeah, this is my workflow. I'm quite an organized person, so I like to keep my work organized and in the place that it should be. I always do have a system where I have my vocals on the top, I have the instruments and whatever things I've actually made myself in the center, and then what I usually do is I have my sound clips in here, and then automation clips are down at the bottom, and I never really have two things on the same line, because then things just get overcluttered and then it's hard to find things. And I label a lot. I do like to label. I like to label everything I have, just, you know, because it's very useful, and it's really a habit that I recommend a lot of people get into. Mouse chords. It can save your life. Whenever there's a time where you start freaking out because you can't remember where something is, then you really should have labeled. Like, come on guys, seriously, it's not that hard. Just every single 5 seconds, just say, oh, here, I just made a sound, quickly go label it, and then get back into your workflow, because really it will help you. It will help a lot, and it will kind of speed up your workflow a bit as well. But anyway, that's besides the point, because we're going to go and add something to the intro to make it a bit more interesting and explosive, literally. So I'm going to go to dubstep, sound and effects. I wonder if I have anything. Nah. See, I'm looking for a reverb kick. And I know that Vengeance Dubstep has them. I'm just scared of using them because people tend to notice them, which is a bit of a shame, but... yeah, whatever, I'm over it. I'll just... maybe not dubstep. Maybe... Essentials? Oh, I like that. Okay, you, sir, are becoming my kick. Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? I don't know the words. I really should know by the end of this, but for now, nope. I do. Okay. Yeah, I'm being slightly hypocritical because I was like, oh, you should really be organised, and then there's me not knowing what went wrong just there. But I fixed it, don't worry guys, problem solved. This is going to be really loud. Right, I want this muted. No, not that one. Yeah, keep on top of your patterns and everything. Get rid of whatever you're not using, otherwise you'll just end up with loads and loads of clutter, and it'll just get out of hand. What are you? You're not even anything. I should really get rid of you. Yeah, your CPU will start building up, and then everything will start like crashing around you, and people will start dying, and it gets really intense. Maybe there.
Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Oh, 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 are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? Are you
Something's not quite going my way.
gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? 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 Are you gonna stay the night?
Gonna shift you down a bit. Because I kind of want that deeper sound.
Are you gonna stay the night? 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 Doesn't mean we're bound for life.
Yeah. So I'm sort of just oh, why are you not? Ah, there you are. Yeah, I'm just sort of seeing what I can do to sort of spice this piano bit up a bit, because it's a bit boring, it's a bit dull. And so if I can add more variety to it, I will probably make it sound better. Hopefully. I hope.
Are you gonna stay the night? 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 Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? 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 Are you gonna stay the night?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool. Quite like that.
You're gonna stay the night. Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna?
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna add like an ARP just to the beginning part because it sounds a little bit empty. To do this, I'm going to open up Silent 1, and I have a signature sound. Not a signature sound, sorry, that makes it sound really big-headed. I have a sound that I like to use, which is a sound that I like to kind of keep to myself. And I quite like it. It's like a sort of 8-bit ARP type thing with a bit of attack. Do 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 do.
Are you gonna stay?
Okay.
Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Oh, 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 are you gonna stay?
Yeah? No, I'm alright. Something, it's not quite right here. Hmm. I think I just accidentally stumbled across um, yeah, I think I just found Joe Garston's mainline mainline ARP. Wow, I think that's in the Promise. Something like it. Maybe a bit too much. Maybe a little bit too much trill, but something like it.
Stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Oh, oh.
Right, I'm gonna route this to a channel, and I can just imagine a really cool intro here. If we can make this a bit more atmospheric.
Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? 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 Are you gonna stay the night?
Okay, perfect. I know what I want to do then. Definitely gonna have another effects kick.
you gonna stay the night? Are 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 you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're back.
Actually, I think I know what I'm going to use. Right here, Vengeance Ultimate Fills. Just need to try and remember. I think it's this one. Yeah. Really, really cool fills. And a little bit of effects. Yeah, some noises. And there's actually a few in here. You kind of need to root around a little bit for some of them. But you do get a lot of high quality, like really, really high quality sounds from this pack. This is just the effects part, but like yeah, you need to do a little bit of digging around, but they're generally pretty good snares. Snares? Fills. Like usually pretty high standard snare stuff. Good stuff. Really good stuff. I know I definitely want you there. Are you gonna stay the night?
Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So are you gonna stay the night? 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 Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night?
Yeah. If you're wondering what this pattern 7 is, basically I just had an idea where it had this kind of perk thing. It's really simple. Just to play it here without these.
Gonna stay the night. Doesn't mean we're back.
Dum 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 dum. It's kind of a Moomba reggaeton type thing. And like recently, I've been dabbling about a little bit in the reggaeton series.
The night. Doesn't mean we're bound for life.
Yeah, just been messing around in that area, and I guess I kind of wanted to apply it for a little while, but I've never found the right time to do it. So I guess here isn't too bad. I'm looking for his doom doom. Maybe it's like a tom. Sounds familiar. You could generally find some pretty good snares in here. It's kind of hard to find some of them though, because they're buried under like 100 pieces of crap. Like that, like that. That genuinely sounds good.
Are you go?
Okay, let's see how this sounds.
Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. Stay the night. Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? 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 Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night?
Just looking for an easy pitch plugin. See, with a lot of dubstep, pitch risers, although you may not notice it straight away, pitch risers I've realized quite recently are predominantly the main choice when it comes to builds, and I have to admit, it sounds a heck of a lot better. Instead of having a white noise build all the time, it sounds really good when you have pitch builds instead. So I'm trying to find if there's maybe a built-in pitch plugin. I mean, I know there's Pitcher, but that's more of an auto-tune type thing. Maybe something like Fruity Pitch or something like that. It's not Wave Shaper, I know that. Ooh, however, I feel like I should be doing something with Wave Shaper. Oh, Cyclop, I forgot I had that. Yeah, there's like loads and loads of plugins in here that I have and I've neglected to use for a very long time. Diva, for instance. Don't get it. Just, no, waste. Big waste. Well, it's got Predator. I haven't used Predator in ages either. Predator, Rob Halpin. You may know Rob Halpin from plugins such as Blade. Albino 3, I think, is his best-selling one, actually. Albino 3 is a synthesizer, which I think a lot of people use it for pads. A lot of people use it more for pads than for anything, which is alright, I guess. I've seen people use it for bass. I don't know how to use it for bass, so I tend not to use it. I found that Predator is pretty good for bass, and his plugin Blade is actually sort of like a hybrid of Native Instruments Razor. I've got Razor. Razor's good for what it does. I might use Razor in this song, but not just now. When the drop comes, I'll maybe use it. It's pretty useful. It can make it's sort of got a sort of bass maker built in, which is pretty cool, but it's tricky to use, and because it's part of Reactor like eats up all of your CPU, and there's ways to do this, ways to save CPU and stuff like that, but I tend not to use it. Oh, speaking of CPU, actually, something that people don't know, a lot of people don't know, and I really want to tell the entire internet, but nobody will listen. Okay, so even though you may be setting your 32-bit buffer and you got it just 2-point linear, and even if you are using ASIO for all, you're still realizing you're getting loads of latency issues. Do this. Go to Tools, Macros, Switch Smart Disable for all plugins. Click it. Just do it. And look at that. My CPU it's just gone all the way down. Basically, what this does is every single time you open up a new instance of an instrument, software instrument, it's running in the background, and unless you want your CPU to be eaten away, then you click that little thing. What it does is it sort of says to the program, right, okay, I'm not using you, so just power yourself off until we actually need you. And I don't know why FL Studio doesn't do it automatically, because I notice zero differences when it comes to audio. I see it as a huge saver, like a huge energy saver. And look here, before when I was playing this, it got to about 50 CPU. Well now, okay, maybe it doesn't quite. Maybe it's about 70 then. Well, I'm certain that there was definitely audio issues before. I was definitely getting a buffer underrun and latency issues. But now that I've done that, it saves my ass just a bit. Also because I'm running Camtasia, this is like eating up all my CPU as well. And I'm also uploading a video to YouTube. Anyway, yeah, pitch risers, right. So I've got this massive here. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to do this. I cannot click and drag up to 12 semitones and and pitch it like that, and I don't know why. God knows why they don't let you do that. But instead, unfortunately, as an alternative, what you have to do is you have to use either the oscillators here, or you can do the pitch cutoff. And I'm actually oh no, I can make this easier on myself. I can select macro. Aha, macro controls, very useful things, and put you up to about 24. This is where macros save everyone's ass, as per usual. Instead of creating automation clips for every single one and having to drag it up in 3 different automation clips, you can just have a macro control, which probably put you up to 36. Should I? Yeah, I'll put you up to 36. Okay, and put this all the way down, otherwise you'll be boosting all the way up. Oh, message. I'm going to put this to 12 actually. So yeah, macro controls. Thank you, ImageLine, for giving us macro controls. They saved everyone's life. Last tweaked, create automation clip. And now, place this. Oh, I place this here. Drag and drag along with the song. And there you have it. Simple as automation clips builds. That is just done with a macro control. Macro controls, Thank you, ImageLine, and thank you, Native Instruments. Thank you, ImageLine, for giving us automation clips so simple to use, and thank you, Native Instruments, for letting us use inline macro controls.
Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? 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 Doesn't mean we're bound for life. So, are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night?
Okay, that's effective, but I kind of want to have another pitch riser in there, just sort of add to it, because it sounds a little bit flat, just like that. So I'm going to pull up a new pattern. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to insert massive. No, not harmer. Massive. I'm going to set this to a square 2. I'm going to put you to -12. Oh, and be careful of these other oscillators. Right, put it to there. Envelope 4 because this one's affecting the volume. Attack all the way down, level all the way up, release all the way down. Okay, and then I'm going to maybe affect your wavetable. Beautiful. Pitch minus plus. Maybe not pitch plus. Maybe not. Bend minus. Okay, I'll just keep you as a spectrum. Effects. Classic tube. Drum it up. Drive just a little bit more. Give it a nice bit of boost. Small reverb to give it a bit more space. Very nice. EQ, no need for an EQ. Simple one hit macro control. Are you gonna stay the night? One click macro control, and then click and wait a minute. What goes? Oh, 4. I need to get rid of my channel 4. Actually, speaking of, might as well get rid of it now because there's no use for it. So I'm gonna go here, go to cut, channel 4. Oh, what am I doing? Paste. Cut. Cut. And cut. Affect this just a little bit. going to change it to a large reverb. And high pass. I'm actually going to change that to a low pass. I feel like this maybe needs to be taken down just a tad. Yeah, this is where everything steps up a notch in terms of technicalness. Because this is the drop. Sorry, this is built to the drop. It has to be really, really powerful, and so it needs to have loads of effect on it. Pitch risers, synth stuff like that, whatever. Alright, okay, let's listen to what we got so far. Okay, and I think it's just missing one thing, and that will probably be a drum fill or a vocal. I get the feeling it's a drum fill though. Loops, fills. There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'd say that's our build. Again, I'm probably going to go away and work on it a little bit more because there's some things about that I'm not quite too sure about, but you know, whatever. I'll go over it and I'll show you guys what I've done when I come back. So until then, thanks for watching. You know, just wait for the next one until it happens, and I'll see you guys later.